Fellas, we back again. What's up, people? Talking Noise Podcast, episode 2. How y'all feeling?
What's going on?
Feeling good, man. Nice Tuesday, warm weather.
Can't complain, right? It's been like that. I mean, the weather here has been like raining, and you see behind me is about to go down, but it's been kind of
nice view, by the way.
Well, thank you, sir. What y'all been up to, man?
Nothing, chilling, man. Just, taking care of the fam. Working, that's about it.
Mark, you say you was getting on that bike. What's up?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm training for this Tour de France, whenever they call me.
When they gonna call you?
I'm rolling for about an hour and a half today, man. Felt good. New little route I took. Don't worry, I'm going to get you back out there.
Oh, yeah. When I come in town, whenever that may be, I need to get on that other bike. And then I can just ride that back to Philly, right?
Yeah. We'll pack it up.
Well, we back again. I mean, a lot been happening over the last week and a half. I mean, what's some of the things that kind of stood out to y'all and what y'all think?
I mean, I feel like we should talk about the tournament. That's kind of was the big event when we left off. To my prediction, it was a blowout. Not the blowout I thought, but it was a blowout.
So if you didn't think that, then it was somewhat a game.
It was a game, but it was a game in the opposite direction. I thought Gonzaga was going to blow them out.
Yeah.
But quickly, after about 2 or 3 minutes, I seen once they got them two boys in that pick and roll, man, they couldn't do nothing. It was over, and they couldn't take them out.
But they were shooting lights out.
Oh yeah,
they were shooting lights out.
I think COVID hurt Gonzaga in the sense because, and I say that because I didn't really watch the game. I wasn't really on NCAA this year. I really didn't get into it, but I was listening. I don't know what I was listening to or something, but I heard like they were supposed to play Baylor this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it was COVID. I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty sure it's something COVID related. They didn't get to play them. And so I think if they would have been able to play them prior, and they probably would have happened to them the first time, they could have adjusted or knew what was going to hit them.
But we see it a lot when teams go undefeated or try to have an undefeated season. It's hard. It's hard at the end of the game, end of the year, and the last game of the season when you're trying to compete for that championship, Super Bowl, whatever. And it's hard to kind of get over the hump.
It is, but when you playing a Notre Dame type schedule, man, I mean, Gonzaga is always good, but they always come up short.
Yeah, but I mean, their top schedule was decent, and they played decent teams, but their conference is just not up to par.
Yeah,
that's all it is. We had some tragic news. DMX passed away. What y'all thought DMX meant to somewhat the rap game?
DMX was kind of a late bloomer, kind of like a Jay-Z or 50. He didn't really get hot till his late 20s. But I mean, for the first, from 98 to maybe close to 2000, man, DMX was the hottest rapper. No rapper sold more than him when he was out. That's Jay-Z in his prime. That's Eminem in his prime. That's Nas in his prime. I mean, that's an accomplishment in itself. And I mean, he tailed off because of, what ended up, taking his life or whatnot. But, he's an immensely talented guy, very spiritual, which was always a good thing with his music. He was one rapper that could really be very street, but he could get these street records on the radio, and not a lot of rappers been able to do that.
Derrick, I call him the one true king of New York when it comes to the rap. Because like Mark was saying, he was at one point in time, he was selling more records than anybody in New York, period. Jay-Z, period. I don't even consider DMX. It's some rappers and musicians that I don't consider them rappers. I consider them artists because the music they made was art. And DMX is one of those guys. If you listen to his music, he he's not even rapping. He's talking like he talks how like if you just listen to him in an interview,
preaching.
He talks like exactly. He's talking. He talks how he raps. He's not like putting on a extra nothing. That's DMX, and you got raw emotion and passion and he's definitely gonna be missed. And I was a big fan of DMX, and I really he's really gonna be missed. Not on DMX, but just another thing that I think we need to give somebody their flowers. And this was what I noticed yesterday. Steph Curry passed Wilt Chamberlain for the all-time scoring, record in Golden State. And I mean, I think people just, kind of take him for granted because of the situation and what he's in right now. But I mean, he's still averaging 30.4 points per game. He's shooting 48.5% from the field, 41% from three. You know what I'm saying? Like 92% from free throw. And he's just sad that he doesn't have the team around him because Clay's out. And I mean, they, I was never a big fan of Wiggins, but they didn't put the pieces. And I think they'll fix that next year and things for him and fix him in that window he still got. But he's to me, when his career is said and done, I agree with what Kendrick Perkins said. I think was it earlier today that he is arguably going to be one of the top 10 players of all time, because if you just look at his resume and what he's done, and I think people take for granted because he had KD, but he didn't join KD. You know what I'm saying? Like KD joined him. He took a back seat. But he had a one ring before KD, and you can say he changed, and that's the point. That is exactly the point I want. He changed the game. If you watch Coach Carter, Tino Cruz got benched for pulling up the three on the fast break. Steph Curry made that. Like he made that.
That's a layup now.
When we came up, if you want a fast break and you stop at the three and take that shot, you're gonna get benched, no matter if you make it or not. Now, man, I seen that meme like a long time ago, and I said, "Oh yeah, I gotta bring that up because that is true though. Like that when we came up playing basketball on the organized basketball, you couldn't do that. He made that popular. Now the three is like everything now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
number one shot in the game.
Get that man his flowers. I'm a basketball fan. You know what I'm saying? People, think I'm like I'm not a big, if you know me, I'm a LeBron fan. So I had my
all day, every day.
Curry. I had my stint with Steph Curry where it was like I didn't, feel him, but I've always respected
it. Ain't over yet.
I mean, it's not, but I've always respected his game. And I mean, you got to get a man, his credit. So that's all. Steph Curry, I appreciate you, bro. You
shout out to Steph Curry.
Amazing.
But
shout out to Steph Curry.
We have to debate on that top 10 of all time. I don't know.
We can debate about that. I said we got it when the end of his career, so he still has.
Well, hold on. I want to say one thing on that before we move on. I'm glad you brought it up, Mies. So something that me and Derrick and our homeboys, they ain't gonna like this. We talk about a lot. We were kind of we've been a little critical about Steph in the last year. So I know he got hurt last year, but I think really to cement his legacy as an individual talent like we're talking about right now, he need to make the playoffs this year. And I understand they don't have a talented team, but this is something that me and Derrick get on your favorite player, LeBron James, about, and he always comes through.
Not even LeBron James. It's just top players and elite players at that level.
Steph don't have.
If you want to be in a different category, if you want to be somebody different in this game and play at an elite level, I think you can get in the top 8 teams in either conference. That's just that.
How though? Like do you see the team that he got? He got Mike. Was it not Mike, but Mulder, Toscano. Toscano Anderson is well known in Oakland. He's a high school phenom. But I ain't never heard of him besides that. And that's because I'm out here and I've done my research on him because
So
I'm
if
curious.
you put him in the top 10 of all time, right?
I said I believe once his career
at the end of his career, you putting it
at the end of his
so
career.
You said his dominance in the game and what he brings to the game, he can't take a team to the playoffs and take them to an elite level or make them better?
Who you can only do like y'all act like who has taken.
Why is it always gotta be you can only do so much?
You can only you can only
what you do
so
is build a team around them. We know Clay is out. Let's build the team around. Let's make moves.
But they didn't. It's not like they knew Clay was gonna be out. You know, like a year.
I mean,
they didn't know. They didn't know before the draft. They knew that before the draft.
So what you expect them to do? They did the best they could, but
adjust.
Wiseman,
and then
who also got hurt.
I was high on Wiseman.
But do you feel like it would have been more valuable to that
they should have traded him?
Because that's what you told us. We should have
got somebody better. But that's because they thought they was they thought they was going to have Klay Thompson. So that was sudden. So they already had a plan. And it was close to that plan coming down, and then Clay got hurt. So then it's like, well, we're just gonna see how it go. But like I said, if he missed the playoffs this year, okay, that's fine. He missed the playoffs.
Is that not another X on that career?
That don't hurt his career.
Hold on. What? Answer this real quick, and then we gotta move on. Answer this real quick, and then we gotta move on. Is that not another X on his career or legacy?
What else does Steph Curry have to prove? Like, he don't have nothing to prove.
For him to be elite.
It's only
not for him to be elite. He's already elite. I'll say that. 10. Yeah, for him to be in the top 10.
But for what he's done, he's already like he's arguably already floating around there. But I don't know because of what he's done for the game of basketball. Like, that's a factor when he comes in the Hall of Fame. Like, what he's done for the game of basketball, his numbers. And I mean, he's won 3 rings. He's carried 18.
You talking Hall of Fame? We know he's a Hall of Famer, but we talking about top 10.
Top 10. What he's done for the game of basketball in itself can arguably put him.
We need to revisit this.
I said, once his career is over, so he still has some tread left on them tires.
He ain't winning no more. He ain't winning no more.
We don't know what
he ain't winning no more.
You forget they got that protected pick from Minnesota now.
They do. Well, he ain't winning no more. We'll get back to this. Let's move on. We didn't even get to the show yet. And he want to bring up Steph Curry. Congrats, Steph. We love you. North Carolina native. You already know North Carolina in the building. Obviously, you know I'm repping A&T today. But let's get into the show, man. We ain't even got into the show. Like, come on. So you already know ESPN put out this bogus list. I don't even know who put it out, what they was saying. It's like really trash. NBA's best 25, under 25, ranking young stars by future potential. And they put out this crazy list. I mean, I got the list right here. What's your thoughts on this list? Is it right? Did they get it right? Is this wrong? I see some errors already. LaMelo Ball, but you know that's not my thing to say right now. But did they get it right?
No.
It's terrible. It's awful.
It's terrible.
It's very terrible.
1 and 2. 1 definitely is correct. I mean, there's no debate about that. 2, 2, that's arguable. 3, not yet, man. My man ain't played for 40 games. Yeah, he's on the trajectory. He should definitely probably be. I don't even know if you can put Melo in the top 10 yet off of this list.
I will put him in the. I'll say he's not top. He's 15. You can put him in the 15.
Yeah,
you can argue him in the 15.
I'll put him in the 15 definitely.
You can't argue him in the you can't over some of these names that on this list. You can't put him just off.
Right, and then like even looking at 15, he's not better than Morant. He's not better than Morant. Not yet.
But I'm saying that's with a list being rearranged. This list being rearranged, and everything. So I would put him in the 15 with it being arranged because some of these guys, I would, kind of. Well, hold on.
Y'all want to try and put one together?
No.
I was just saying. My thing about the list is,
he might not be.
As some of these players reach their potential, maybe. Do they have another step? Maybe. As far as LaMelo Ball been in the top 3? No, I mean, you had one season. Is he somewhat the rookie of the year? I would say he's number one right when he left. There was some other two that was kind of knocking at the door, but I say he's number one. But as far as what he's done in this league, I mean, you don't really have nothing too much to go off of, you know what I mean? And for them to kind of put him in top 3, I think it was kind of bogus. It was kind of a stretch, a long stretch. So I kind of created a list. I'm pretty sure y'all created a list that we can, you know, kind of go off of. I put mine on what people have done, what some of the players have done now, what we see in the next 2 or 3 years, who's trending up. Obviously, we had some of these players first-time All-Stars this year, and last year was the first-time All-Stars. So some of these things.
You had some guys regress too. A couple of these guys are kind of
exactly like
yeah.
They just kind of same player, but you don't really hear too much about them. But you know they on the team.
Yeah.
Ceiling has been lowered. Let's do it together. I want to do everybody's 1, 2, 3 like that.
Oh, okay, we can do that. Means go first. Who you got number one?
Number one, Luka.
I agree. That's hands down. Sure. I mean,
Luka.
I didn't put Luka at number one.
It's Luka's got everything. You said what?
I didn't put Luka at number one.
Uh-oh.
I'm joking. I got him number one.
Yeah, man. Future MVP. I give a kid another 3 or 4 years. He'll probably be the best offensive player in the year when LeBron leaves the league. I mean, he's a leader. He's got to get better on the other end of the floor. Maybe he doesn't. You know, he's like James Harden to me right now. You know, James Harden, real smooth game. Yeah, probably as athletic as Harden. Just he understands the game, man. He's been playing with grown men his whole life. He's already there. He's miles ahead of these guys, honestly.
Everything he said, you know, I think Luka's got it all. And then even just outside of just the game of basketball, he's got the face. He's a good looking guy. He's got everything that you would want to build around. He's got that. I love watching just Luka, just even when they were in the bubble and him and Boban was doing the little Disney, and he's got the charisma, the pizzazz. He's got all that, and like Harp said, to me, I think he needs to work on his defense, but I think that's not even working on. I think he just doesn't actually care so much because he has to do so much on the offensive end that he doesn't, I ain't gotta play defense. This, other guys gonna cover for me. I can do what I got to do. Yeah. But I think that when it comes down to it, in a couple years, he will do better. He will be a better defender, and he will be the MVP. He'll be top 5 in 3 years. He'll be a top 5 player. I think he'll take LeBron's place whenever LeBron. Even when I start to see LeBron decline, I will. Luka's the guy that I have. Luka's the guy that I have up. Kind of right there, ready to be that. Top 5 guy to replace LeBron.
So we passing the torch to Luka?
I mean, yeah. I mean, as like that, yeah. But I'm not like gonna be like no.
On this list we can, but I don't know if we're passing it.
Nobody's gonna take
totally
LeBron
Luka.
To me,
Your point means about the defense.
But yeah. I mean, yeah. As the next guy, yeah, definitely.
Somewhat, yes. we can see that. Definitely got the stars around him. The lights are bright on him. Each game, people want to see him box office. Right. The killer instinct. You saw what he did in the bubble.
Clutch.
The competitiveness that he brings to the game.
I love it.
Day in, day out. Each game, each arena. Means you hit on a good point about his defense. Yes, he can work on his defense. But another guy that didn't play defense, but he was a killer, and they built that defensive team around him. Allen Iverson.
I was going to say that. McGrady too.
They built that team around him at the Sixers when you're getting all those defensive players. He had offense, but he was mostly the offense, and got that team to a final. So I see the potential in Luka, so we can agree on him at number 1. All right, let's get to number 2.
Put your list back up here.
You want the whole list?
I need the whole list.
Oh, you don't know who you picking?
Well, it's not so much who I'm picking. It's, I feel like I want to make sure, because I didn't write these down. But to me, right now, and I know y'all are not going to agree with this, but I like Zion a lot. I feel like Zion is going to be there. He's definitely in the top 10, but he ain't number 2.
He top 5.
My two right now, today, I got to go with Donovan Mitchell just because of what he's actually done. Not what he can do one day, but what he's actually done. Led a team, beat a team with an MVP, almost swept the Thunder when they had George and Westbrook. I mean, that was a tough team. I thought that team might have went to the conference finals that year, and he was a rookie.
So you going with me?
I got Zion. But speaking on I just want to add one little point on Donovan Mitchell. Only reason I disagree with that because Donovan Mitchell, he has a potential coach of the year. He has a potential another all-star in Rudy Gobert, who you can argue is the reason why the Utah Jazz are the better team. He has a potential six man of the year. It's just like he has a great team around him. It's not
that's true.
Donovan, and if you look at the numbers, they actually play better when Donovan Mitchell is not on the floor. And you can look at the numbers, and I don't have them in front of me, but I just heard this I was listening to NBA radio earlier, and I thought that was a great point that they play better when Donovan Mitchell is on the floor. He takes 30 shots. He's been taking 30 shots a game. He's on a mission for MVP, I feel like.
When you leave him off the floor,
he's out of that running. He needs to stop it.
But they have a great team around him. So it's not necessarily him. It's him, but it ain't him, if you get what I'm saying. So that's why I can't put him too high. And I don't feel like he's
really he's done it without those guys. He's done it without Conley. He's done it without Clarkson.
Besides Conley.
Clarkson wasn't there for the first runs. He's there Gobert, but
what has he done? He got sweat. He got lost a 3-1 lead last year in the bubble to the Nuggets.
He did.
I give you. I mean, that's only X on his report card, man.
It's more X's.
And it wasn't his fault. It wasn't. He was dropping 50 a night.
What was it? 2018. Donovan Mitchell. I mean, but he's still young though, so I will get but I can't put him. I can't put him over Zion, man. I can't put a couple other. I can't put him over.
Hold on. Derrick, who your two?
My two right now. Some of you might disagree. Some of you might agree. We're gonna see. I put Jason Tatum. Why did I say Jason Tatum? When he came into this league, a young buck in this league, and what he did his first year in the league, going to really shining in that playoffs and becoming the young star for the Celtics. And then how he has progressed over the years, making the All-Star game, getting that max contract. Now he's pretty much the face of a franchise. Dunking on LeBron. I mean, and how he's built his game up. Like, from each year, you can see he's putting something extra to the game. And RP Kobe, for Kobe helping him out and kind of learn those moves, how to use your body, how to get to the rim, how to, do the fadeaway, shooting better from the 3-point line.
That's a topic for another day because I'm not too sure about how much he helped him. But we're going to talk about that another day.
I mean, it's out there, but we'll see. So that, and, he's one of the players that got more playoff wins than some of these franchises, So I'll say he's done enough for him to be up there in the top 3 of future potential players under 25. And it's only going to get better. He's in year 4. Have we seen the end of him? I mean, he just dropped 53 the other day, and then he came back with another 30. So
big game tonight.
Big game tonight against the Blazers. So that's why I put him at number 2 on my list.
I had him 3.
Me too.
So
me too. I had him 3.
Oh, so I'm not far off. Why am I not far off? We just had the
there you go into your 3rd. You start the
3. I got Devin Booker. You know what he's doing this year. First time All-Star.
Alternate.
Now he's in a 2 seed in the West. I mean, that is a good help from Chris Paul. From Chris Paul.
Best point guards of all time. Yeah, just a
point guard.
We're gonna discredit Donovan Mitchell. But y'all gonna this Devin Booker get this?
Well, Devin
never sniffed the playoffs.
Devin a bucket, bro. But Devin is more efficient. Devin is more efficient. I mean, and then he's just.
I'm not a huge Booker fan.
I'm not a big Booker fan, but
I mean, he's a scorer. He can, do a lot on the court.
He's my number 4.
And you see what he's doing this year and how he's progressing over the years. Phoenix kind of built the team, and now we're seeing what they've been building. Just like everybody say, trust the process. So. This is what the process has been happening. They got some good pieces that they picked up to kind of put around those guys. So that's why he's at my number 3. And since y'all got Jason Tatum at y'all number 3, which is not bad, I put Zion at 4. Here's why. Zion has great potential. I think he's becoming a force in this league at a young age. I watched him a couple of games, and especially against us, and he don't have too many moves, but the moves that he does have, he's using them to his best ability.
He don't need no moves. He don't need moves.
That's gonna run out. That's gonna run out.
No, listen.
He don't need moves.
That's gonna run out.
The point you just made is my only gripe with him right now.
And he do have moves. He do have moves. He do have a little bit, but he's
he very Dwight Howard level moves right now. Let's be honest.
He's a little better.
I mean, when it comes to putting the ball in the goal,
he can shoot it better than Dwight for sure.
He can shoot it better than Dwight, but it's not like it's like
he can handle better than something. He's a more skilled player than Dwight Howard. So he can handle the ball.
The only knock that I had on him and why I had him here is the health issue. Yes. Can he stay healthy in the next 2 or 3 years? He's played a decent amount of games this year.
Can you see Zion playing 15 plus years?
No.
It's tough.
Imagine when his metabolism catches up. When he entered the league, he weighed more than all players in the league other than I think Taco Fall.
Yeah, that's
a teenager. Imagine when he gets about 29.
But see, a lot of that is muscle, and that's what a lot of people don't realize is that it's not like he's fat. It's muscle. So
it went all muscle now.
This is what a lot of it. If you see Zion, have you ever seen Zion in person? He's a muscle. He's like a whole muscle, basically. Like, I'm telling you,
with some fat.
So, he's got some fat, but he's muscle.
What was he? 285, 270?
He was up there. He was around 280. He was around 280. Yeah, he was around 280. He might have been 295.
I think it was close.
But
I thought he was the same as LeBron.
No. He's bigger. Like Zion. That's why I say like he don't need right now.
That sounds crazy. Listen to that. He is bigger than LeBron as a teenager.
But he don't need moves, right? That's why I say he don't need moves right now. Because
what about the playoffs? Whenever they finally make it,
yeah.
What can anybody do if he gonna go through you? If he gonna go through you, like,
that's gonna be an offensive foul, like they call him on three.
That's why I hesitated. That's why I hesitated just now because I'm like, hold on, they ain't gonna say
exactly.
It's gonna be offensive. But
and that's the thing. What Mark is saying,
you know how Zion play, and you know how it's seemingly how LeBron plays in a sense is that they don't, some of them calls you think they offensive foul, but no, they're just bouncing off Zion.
But those are superstar fouls for LeBron.
Zion is going. You think the league ain't telling them give Zion them call? He gonna get them.
Yeah, but
Zion, they want him to be the face of the league.
Is that gonna turn into wins?
And he a good. I think so. Zion is a winner. he can carry a team when he's healthy. That's why I got him at number 2. That's why I got him.
That's the thing. I'm trying to see if he's going to stay healthy.
It's that Duke love. That's what it is. That's it now.
Ain't got nothing to do with Duke.
Yes, it is. That's what it is. But listen. When he came into the league, didn't he get surgery when he came into the league?
Into the league, he got surgery.
Then last year, he came back late, and then he was on a minutes restriction. This year, he missed some games.
I got one for you. I think NBA comparison. Who was his NBA comparison coming out?
Charles Barkley, the round mound.
Thank you. The round mound. What did Charles Barkley look like the last 4 or 5 years of his career?
But what did Charles Barkley look like in the NBA? And that's all that matters.
Charles had more games.
But can I say this? Can I say this? We should also mention that this list isn't all about just basketball. It's about putting tickets, putting butts in the seats. All of that. That's they projected that off future. But no. The list is off the future though. The list is off. They saying projecting off that what they think they're gonna be in the future. So I think that we should Zion Williamson puts butts in the seat. He gonna get you butts and gonna get you tickets. You gonna put money in your pocket. So let's not forget.
He gonna do it. He gonna do it. But I just look at the injury factor. I know he's a beast. I know he's young and he's doing what he do, but I just want to see what the injury factor look like. This is number 4. That's what I got Zion at.
Okay, my number 5. Y'all gonna laugh at me.
What was y'all 4?
Hold on. What was your 4, Mark?
This is my 4, but we'll go 5 on this list since we just ran it through.
Hold on.
My 4 to 5 was Ben Simmons, and you know I ain't no Ben Simmons fan, but as terrible as he is on the offensive end, he's probably the best defensive player in the league. So but that's not going to get you nothing in the playoffs. That's not going to win ball games in the playoffs. Well, has Devin Booker ever played a playoff game? I mean, he's number 3 on the list, and y'all never even played in the playoffs.
Potential. Remember that. Potential.
But he potentially will look good. Okay.
He's going to be there this year. How about that?
Well, we'll see. Well, yeah, he's going to be here this year, but it's going to be CP3 got him there. All right.
I mean, this year he could have the same amount of wins as Ben Simmons. They got swept last year. Then the year before that, what happened? They lost in the second round, game 7. Then the year before that, they lost 4-1 to the Celtics.
If some of this list is based off of potential and selling tickets or whatever, I mean, some of it's got to be resume too, man. I mean, my man can't shoot a lick. He don't even want to shoot.
I put resume in there a little bit, but I still got to go off the future potential.
But he can. I mean, he still has a lot of potential. Maybe maybe not as much as we. I mean, his comparison.
Give me his best game in the playoffs. Give me his best game in the playoffs. Ben Simmons.
But we don't have no
Okay. Since you can't do playoffs, give me the season. Give me his best game in the season.
Huh?
Give me his best game in the season.
Yeah, I mean a triple-double machine, man.
The highest he ever
blocked that shot at the end.
The highest he ever scored was like
30, he had 2 steals and 3 blocks.
His highest game ever is like 34, 32 points. Yeah, but I should say that I have.
He had 42 against the Jazz. That's what he had 42 against the Jazz.
I got Jason Tatum at 4, and I got Ben Simmons at 5. So I do have Ben Simmons at 5.
Best playoff game was probably his 30 plus points against the Nets. That's what it was.
He's defensive player of the year right now. Joel Embiid has been in and out of the lineup, but you can't tell because the Philadelphia 76ers have still been winning. They're still, they're not the 1 seed no more right now. I think the Nets are, but they're fighting for it, and they were the 1 seed, and they're still winning. And so you can't. A lot of people think I don't like Ben Simmons because I compare him. I call him a rich man's Draymond Green, and I call him that because he can do everything, all the good things Draymond Green does. He does at a higher level, but he's more skilled offensively, and that's, you know, not saying so much shooting, but he can get to the bucket. He can finish. He can do it, you know, but he has a high basketball IQ. He can defend your 1 through 5 if you need to, and he can pass. He can handle your ball. He can handle the ball. He can do a lot. And Ben Simmons is very disrespected, and I do the disrespecting sometimes, and that's only when people compare him to certain other players that he shouldn't be compared to. But he's a great player, elite defender, defensive player.
But you can see that comparison. We know that we mentioned the comparison. You see the comparison in the size.
I mean, you can see
the comparison. You just don't have that LeBron game.
I see the comparison in LeBron and Draymond Green when he bringing the ball down the court and he passing and getting single double. They call it triple singles. So I mean, whatever. So I mean, it is what it is, man. But he ain't no LeBron James. But I didn't want to say my boy.
Until Ben Simmons can get some kind of
he's great
jump shot,
number 5,
some kind of outside shooting, he will not progress as a player. He will be the same thing year in, year out.
I can't.
When you look at the top 4, I got Luke. When you look at the top 4 and Luka, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Zion, you building teams around those guys. You're not building a team around Ben Simmons.
You can build a team around. You can argue you can build a team.
Ben Simmons is not your number one guy. Ben Simmons is not your number one guy.
I agree with
if you put a bunch of shooters around him,
Ben Simmons is not your number one guy.
Go to the Rockets.
Yeah, I would like to see Ben Simmons with a team of his own, and that's why I got him up there, because I think he can carry a team. I think
he can't carry a team by himself. Embiid is really, really helping that guy. Really helping that guy.
Embiid is nice.
We got next.
So at 5, I got Donovan Mitchell.
So yeah, I got Donovan Mitchell at 6.
And then 6, I got De'Aaron Fox.
Ooh,
I knew somebody was gonna put that list back up here, man.
Oh, he wants the list. Here we go.
De'Aaron Fox ain't even in my top 10.
Right. De'Aaron Fox ain't even in my top 10. Thank you, Bees.
I got Jaylen Brown at number 7.
We talking about potential.
Potential, I'm still I'm still not.
If y'all talking total package, he ain't selling tickets, he ain't winning, he ain't the focal point of no daggone team either. He ain't none of that, Derrick.
You mean he's not the focal point of the team? So the Kings is not his team?
They are the majority of his team.
Derrick. Congratulations.
It's the Kings. It's the Kings. It's the Kings. He's a walking bucket. Day in and day out. Okay, he don't have the accolades, but it's the Kings. He don't have a team around him. Y'all say that Steph don't have a team around him. He needs a team. Look at the Kings.
But we see Steph carry. We see Steph carry a team to the finals or to the playoffs at least. We've seen Steph do that. I ain't seen De'Aaron Fox. Nah, bro.
Nah, man.
Derrick, that's
all about potential, guys. Potential. Remember that. He
didn't play for that franchise, which no one has any luck with. Okay, I mean, he got the talent. Don't get me wrong, he has the talent, but I mean,
I'm gonna put this out there. Hot take.
It's still it's.
I got a hot take.
It's about more players is more talented than him to me.
Next year he will be an all-star.
He could.
De'Aaron Fox next year will be an all-star, and I'm looking at it right now.
He was almost an all-star this year.
April 13th.
I can believe that.
There's too many guards in
2021. I'm saying right now, De'Aaron Fox will be an all-star next year.
Okay,
you can
who's coming off the all-star team for him to make it?
That's a good question. Who coming off?
We'll find out. I don't know right now.
Who you got?
What you mean?
Who you got coming off the list? If you got,
I have to look at the list. Let me look at the list.
I can give it to you. Luka, CP3, Steph,
Dang.
CP3 coming off. CP3 coming off.
Okay, I could see that maybe. Yeah. Okay.
Some of these people get old. CP3 probably shouldn't even made it.
That's a good
like, come on.
Nah, I disagree.
He ain't doing nothing special this year, but leading the team. That's it. It ain't like he putting up tremendous stacks. It ain't like he
So
shooting game-winning shots. Come on, guys. He's just a vocal point of the team. He's a coach. That's what he is.
last year, where were the Suns right now?
Right.
Where were they at? The year before, where were they at?
Did you not see what they did in the bubble? The potential that they could have had. We never know.
But those are regular season games.
You didn't answer the question.
That's fine.
At Disney World. Disney World.
NBA's best 25 under 25 ranking young stars by the future.
No. Devin Booker.
That's what we're doing.
Yes, but you can't discredit CP3. I'm not going to allow you to disrespect Chris Paul.
What? Because he's a coach on the floor?
Because he's a winner. He may not have won the championship.
That's the last coach player we ever had. CP0, you mean?
My boy Bron.
Yeah,
I just want to shout out my boy Bron in the building in Charlotte right now.
Oh, my gosh.
How many points he got?
The storm is coming, dog.
He killing, right?
He got a nice fit on. I'm sure he has a nice fit on.
The storm, yeah, he got a nice. I'll wear what he got on tonight.
Let's go ahead and get to this top 10, guys.
I don't wear white pants, though. I can't wear no white.
Let's go ahead and get to this top 10.
The rest of this list for me is it's a crapshoot. I mean, it's a lot of talent on here. For me, next, I gotta go with Bam. I gotta go with Bam.
What number?
What, number 6? Yeah, 6.
We at 7.
Yeah.
Well, if y'all didn't say 6, then we at 6.
Okay, well, yeah, that was my
I had Donovan Mitchell, so we already talked about. So I got Donovan Mitchell at 6.
So I had Donovan at the right area.
Yeah. Bam to me is the prototype center. By the way, how tall is Bam? I'll let y'all figure that out. That's
6'9", but you said it's more 6'9" centers in the league.
Okay. Well, that's the new center now. I want to talk about that too in a minute. The centers in the league, but
it's the new finishing center. It's not the new starting center.
Correct.
Bam is a franchise center. There's not a lot of those in the league today. I'm not gonna say he carried his team last year, just like how y'all said he had a ready-made team, but he did stir that team. Once he got hurt, what was it, game 1 of the championship? I mean, that was it. He couldn't do anything with AD last year, but not a lot of people can.
But that's one of the players that kind of regressed though. He hasn't done much this year that's like outstanding.
Hold on. Did he regress, or is it because of their shortened off season? I mean, look at the Lakers.
Oh.
I mean, they didn't have a lot of time off, man. He's a big dude.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and then they had injuries.
He's under 25. He's like what? He's under 21 probably.
And that shows because the Heat got off to a bad start.
Are you serious right now? This is the under 25 list, not the senior citizens in the league. Come on, guys.
What do you mean, senior? Come on, Derrick. So he don't deserve to be in the top 10.
I never said that. I never said that. I'm comparing your list to my list. That's all I'm doing. And I'm saying where I got him at on my list.
Bam is a game changer when he is on his game. He showed us that last year.
That's most players.
Not most players on this list. Not even a couple guys y'all
JJ Redick could be a game changer when he's shooting the shot. Mike Miller was a game changer when he was hitting those threes. Ray Allen was a game changer. I mean, come on.
No, but okay, look, and to the point you're making, you're naming guards. Not a lot of guys today outside of Anthony Davis and Embiid are really changing. Jokic are really changing the game at the 5 spot. You know what I'm saying? And for him to do it he probably is like 22 maybe or something like that. Imagine where he'll be in 5 years.
He'd be doing the same stuff.
Who was that? That was Bam. Who you got, Derrick?
Bam is 23.
Who you got, Derrick?
Looked it up. Bam 23. What we at 7? I had Murray, but I had Jamal Murray, but I don't know how he's going to look after this breaking news that just came out with him.
He was next on my list.
Being injured, so I might have to take him out.
I had Jaylen Brown.
I'm getting to him too.
That's my boy.
Definitely getting to him.
That's why I had a 7.
I think after next year, he can leap in front of at least 3 of these guys.
I agree. All-star.
So I have Murray, but I might take him out. But, for now, I'll keep him in. And then
we missing a guy. I feel like we're disrespecting one guy on this list.
He might be my next guy.
Morant.
Oh no, but he's in my top 10. I got Trae Young above. I got Trae Young before him.
That was my next comment. I would not have put him in the top. He wouldn't even be in the top 15, man.
Why not?
Whoa.
Trae Young. Yo, the dude can score.
Who you putting over him? Who you putting over him?
I put Morant over him.
No, give me so you gave me 7. You gave me 7. Give me your next 6. Or give me your next 8.
I give you Morant, Jaylen Brown, Murray, Gilgeous Alexander. That's what I got 2 left.
Yeah,
I feel like
you got 4. That's 4.
If we talk about
I need 4 more. I need 4 more. Let me get 4 more.
Now you get to the LaMelo Ball range for me.
Can I get 4 more?
I feel like LaMelo Ball's game is more expansive than Trae Young's. Trae Young, he scored you a bunch of points on a bad team, man, and he is like an IT effect. Isaiah Thomas on defense. It's like, dude, get out of the way, yo. Like, you're playing 4-on-5 with him on the defensive end, man. I'm sorry. He can score. He can do the Steph Curry imitation, but they ain't winning you no games, man. I want to see him make the playoffs because they ain't solidifying no spot yet.
They number 4.
And they 3 games out of the playoffs. They are 3 games out of the playoffs. So yeah, they number 4. The Lakers was number 4 last year, and they finishing 12th. So I don't want to hear that.
The Lakers. You talk about 2019.
Everybody said we was number 4 on Christmas.
That's because we all know how that happened. So we're not gonna go there.
Something pop.
So you say all Trae Young do is score.
What else does he do?
He averaged 25. You looked at his numbers, 25 and 9, and he don't rebound. So that's 9 assists. He's averaging 25 and 9 assists this year.
Trae Young watching Atlanta Hawks.
Trae Young, and they number 4, in the I think they're number 4 in the East right now. Number 4, they're number 4. So he's my number 8 guy because he's averaging 25 and 9, and
that's a big step up from last year.
That's huge.
I got a question. Is he the best player on the championship team? No.
If it was the Atlanta Hawks right now, yes.
But this is what we talking about. Now in potential, like, you build a team around him. Steph Curry don't play defense, but Steph Curry got 3 rings. You know what I'm saying? You built the right team around him. Yeah, you can win the ring.
And he's hurt again.
Who?
He's hurt. He's always hurt. He's hurt now. He's a little dude, man, and he's not AI. He's not AI, man. He's not AI. He is a good player. He can score. He can put the ball in the hole, man, but man, I think he might be the 3rd best guy on a ring winning team, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, right now,
I don't even think he's better than Devin Booker.
Well, I don't think he's better than Devin Booker. Like, that's not saying much.
To me, it is. But to me, that's saying a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Derrick, who you got at 8? 8. Y'all say?
I got Jaylen Brown.
Okay. So we all know.
That was some pride. It was some Celtic pride. Sound like you ain't want to pick him.
Did I not say it was some pride? I got Jaylen Brown. You already knew.
There we go.
Jaylen Brown. And then 9, I got Michael Porter Jr.
He ain't showed me enough.
I got John Moran.
Potential-wise, yeah, he's top 10. He ain't showed me enough. Man, no love for Brandon Ingram. Not saying I don't put him on mine either.
Now is the time. Jamal Murray out. He's going to be out for a while. Now is the time for him to step up.
I'm not high on him. I got Jamal Murray. I got John Moran at 9, Jamal Murray at 10. But since Jamal Murray got that ACL, I don't know. I would put Bam at 10. So, yeah.
Bam 10? Okay.
Yeah.
So no Brandon Ingram love again. What do y'all not like about Ingram?
He's a former Dookie. He can't.
As far as star power, I mean,
show me what he's doing.
He can score. He's streaky, but it ain't like he's putting the team on his back and getting them to the promised land.
That Zion team, a former Dookie. That Zion team.
Yeah, I don't think those two fit together very well. I don't think him and Zion fit good together. Like a lot of times, if you watch them play, I do watch them a little bit because of Zion. But Ingram, if you watch, Ingram really feel like he the best player on that team. Like at the end of the game, he feel like this is my team, and it's not.
He felt like that with LeBron. Oh, it used to piss me off. I be like, pass the ball.
Yeah, man. He
Can we leave LeBron out of this today?
You said what?
Can we leave LeBron out of this today?
He gonna get mentioned,
I mean, he's the standard in the league, so you gotta and he's played with Brandon Ingram. So I mean,
let's move on. You had a hot topic about NBA players today. NBA players today. What's important for NBA players today? You brought this up to us. What was your thoughts on this, and what was you thinking when you kind of came up with this topic?
Well, I mean, I was watching like Stephen A. Smith and Russell Westbrook, and he was, critiquing Russell Westbrook and basically saying like all those stats don't matter. He ain't won nothing, and Russell came back and said something about like, I'm already a champion in life and all that, and so it kind of just got me thinking like, like players now they don't really care. And then even if you look at today, Kevin Durant, or was it yesterday? Kevin Durant said, well, he's won 2 championships, so it's kind of different. But he's, said like championships don't matter to him. And then it just got me thinking like, players, do they even care anymore? Like, because they making all this money where it's changing the lives of their families and things like that. It's like, what,
generation.
Who cares? Yeah, generational money. Who cares if, they get a ring? That's how I would think, once I got, you put a contract in front of me for 4 years, 84 million or whatever, I'm signing and I got generational money. My family's good, and you just look at Dennis Schroeder, for example. I've noticed in his press conference with the Lakers when he got introduced after he just got traded, he didn't say nothing about winning a championship or how he was going to help, the Lakers win a championship. All he was talking about was starting and possibly working out, a new deal because, but nothing about a championship. And so I just think now, like, players don't care no more about championships, man. They care about getting money and playing with their friends and doing all that stuff like that. I think it stopped at LeBron. I mean, I know we're not supposed to talk about LeBron, but it seems like it's stopped at LeBron. He chases, nobody else is, Steph chases. I don't know. Nobody really cares about chasing championships.
Now, when you say chases, you got to put that in a different context. You just brought up LeBron James. You chasing rings. Okay, so to me, and you brought up KD, which is a good point. Hold on, I'm gonna make my point. LeBron's 2 championships with the Heat are his weakest championships. You'll agree with that. You understand, and you know why.
That has nothing to do with it. Like that.
Yes,
that has nothing to do with like winning, like the hunger to win rings, though. Like,
but the point I'm making.
Go ahead.
The point I'm making, and again, you brought up what KD said. KD said he felt like something was more important than winning the championships or whatever. But even his championship,
his development, or
right?
Whatever.
Now he won those 2 championships, but you took the easiest route to win 2 championships for the caliber of player that you are. I mean, let's just be honest. LeBron's championship with Cleveland, even the Disney Classic he just won last year, I put both of them championships above them 2 Heat championships just because of how it was done. I don't feel like the players now don't care about winning. They just want to win at the easiest way by any means necessary. It don't matter if I got 8 Hall of Famers out here on my team. I got to win 1, and then I can get back to doing me.
LeBron never played all his championships that he won, even with the Heat, they won against like no slaps. Like he played against.
He lost one against some slaps.
They lost. Damn well the Dallas Mavericks won no slaps. They proven when they beat.
That was a well-organized team.
They Dirk and a bunch of vets. That's
38-year-old
how
Jason
you win
Kidd.
in the league.
38-year-old Jason Terry.
Okay, now Jason. Okay, 38-year-old. He's still a Hall.
That was old.
But y'all would tell me.
Y'all
would tell me that Jason Terry, the same people that would tell me Jason Terry or Jason Kidd is old, will be the same people that would tell me Ray Allen won a ring for LeBron. And it might not be you, but Ray Allen was old too. He made it, but like that's what like you can't.
I wouldn't say he won a ring, but he did his part.
If he wasn't on that team, he wouldn't have
his part. And if Jason Kidd won on that team, if Jason Terry won on that team, they wouldn't have. Dirk Nowitzki wouldn't have won that ring.
Okay, and that you can say give me his best game. Give me Ray Allen's best game, other than that shot. Give me another highlight from Ray Allen that series.
I can't recall one.
There isn't one.
It's probably one. He probably hit a couple threes and something.
I mean, that's what he does.
To your point, that the reason Kevin Durant and LeBron, it's not, to me, it's not the same. And I guess it's because I'm a LeBron. I don't know. You can say it's the same, but it's not the same because LeBron didn't join a team. He didn't join a group of players that was already together, already had. He went and they created a team.
And they joined together. They planned this.
They created a team. KD joined a team.
Okay.
LeBron created. They created a team.
It wasn't worse. It wasn't worse.
And the reason why they created a team, and KD, the reason why LeBron and them created a team was to beat the Boston Celtics, who were kicking his butt. They were kicking his butt, and Dan Gilbert wouldn't put nobody around. It's like you act like LeBron didn't. Dan Gilbert, he put Antoine. You think Antoine Jameson and
was LeBron mad about? I remember this.
LeBron don't cut, but you gotta realize LeBron ain't gonna throw as much as y'all people say. LeBron throw his teammates. He not gonna throw. He don't throw teammates. He play with what he got, and he do it with what he can.
Are we gonna ask the question? What's important for NBA players today? Is it about winning? Is it about making money for your kids and the generations to come? Right. Is it about just teaming up with my friends and playing with the people that I like the most? I mean, what is it about right now? It's
a lot of friendships in this league. Now
too many.
It's a lot of friendships, and LeBron did help with that when him and D Wade. But it's always friendships because you can argue players before that teamed up because they was cool or they chose
not to this degree.
I mean, not to what it is right now. No. It's just it's ridiculous now. Like the Harden, I want to go here, and they already talked about it in the summer, but all that. But I mean, it's today's society too. I think it's just winning. We don't back in the day in the 90s when MJ and them played, like winning was everything, and that's how we were raised. Winning is everything. Like championship. If you ain't number one, you ain't it. And it seems like now, which is not a bad thing, in today's, depending on who you are, everybody has their opinion. But winning is, it don't matter no more. So these players, they get coddled and AAU ball, and it's like, oh, you good, put up your numbers, you gonna be good. People don't care. You getting all this money. Back in the day, players won't get paid this type of money. So you were playing for something too. Bonuses. You get a ring, you're gonna get a bonus. Now it's like, well, I can get that bonus, but I'm still making $32 million guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Dame Lillard, I think he's a little different than these guys, especially if he stays with Portland, which I mean may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing. But to me, the way he talks like those old school players where, I want somebody to come here with me. And I want to show you what I can do so you come play with me and we can win. I want to win here with the city that wanted me from the beginning.
Or not even come play. Not even come play. Let me get my game to a point, to a level where I can lead my team because that's what they counting on me to do. And that's what they did back then, and that's what they're not doing right now. The easy way out.
Yep.
I call it soft.
Yeah. Like, look at Jordan. When Jordan was getting beat by the Pistons, he didn't go call Isaiah Thomas and all his buddies, man, I can't beat these dudes, man. He hit the weight room. He hit the weight room, got big. I gotta figure this out.
No,
Me
Jerry
and Scotty gotta
Colangelo.
figure this out.
Jerry Colangelo went and got Scottie Pippen, and then
Scotty was already there.
And then
he was already there.
And then he went and got Dennis Rodman, and he built the team.
Rodman ain't coming to the last 3 years.
Day,
Rodman came late.
When they was on the ropes. And,
this is his Jason
Kidd.
This is his Jason Kidd.
Colangelo knew I needed to add Dennis Rodman to the mix in order for us to keep it moving. And that's what is lacking now. These GMs also, they don't know nothing no more. They all they want to do is get these draft picks, accumulate draft picks and all that too. And it's a player-driven league now. Back then, the players weren't empowered. It was only Michael Jordan that could run around and do what James Harden doing now, could be doing what James Harden doing. What a lot of players doing. Michael was one of the only players that could do that back then. Who was the next best player? Carl don't do that. Karl Malone wasn't that type of guy. He was a chill type.
It depends on what you feel like.
Drexler, when Clyde Drexler was the second best player, he ain't had that type of thing. He couldn't do that. It's more, and another thing, it's more great players now in the league. It's not as back then. You didn't have.
I don't agree with that either.
You don't have as. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but it's evident. Like
he said, it's more what?
It's more great players, and it's more skilled, great players in the league. It wasn't as many skilled players.
I hate when
back
people say
in the '90s.
When is AD coming back, man?
In the next, I got him coming back and kicking the Celtics' butt. But he might have to take
in his minutes restriction. In his minutes restriction.
Hey, all we need for y'all ain't got.
When y'all play us? When y'all play us?
We play y'all next.
It's coming week.
So it's y'all the next game. I'm watching us now. We losing to the.
Oh, he ain't gonna be back.
Hold on, what'd you say, Mead? Y'all losing to who? Because I'm watching
losing to the Hornets right now, 44-48. But I ain't worried. It's all about the end of the game.
Championship ready. Championship ready.
Oh, look. Hey, let me just say this. I like all this talking because when the King come back and the Browns come back, all that talking gonna stop. So
beware of the storm.
And that's coming.
It's a tornado warning.
Is it January?
It don't matter, bro. It's Anthony Davis, bro. Like
what was he doing in January?
You know what Anthony Davis can do. Like y'all, I get it. Y'all know it.
He's been out since the pandemic started. Big news coming out of North Carolina this past couple of weeks. Roy Williams retires from UNC as the head coach. He coached 48 seasons as a basketball coach, 33 seasons as a college head coach. The Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 2012. I got a clip of some comments he said at his press conference. Let's take a listen.
I should say that I'm not retiring or resigning. I'm opting out. That's the most ridiculous phrase I've ever heard in my life. Why the hell don't you just say I quit? So I'm old school and I can't use those words, but I will tell you that I'm retiring and resigning as a men's basketball coach at North Carolina. And when I realized that I was going to walk through that tunnel for the last time as a coach, that was really difficult.
So that was some words from Roy Williams at his press conference announcing on April Fool's that he was retiring as the basketball coach for North Carolina. Some of the stats in his career: 903 wins, 903 wins, 4 National Players of the Year, 6 ACC Scholar Athletes of the Year, 17 first team All-Americans, 9 Final Fours. He went to the Sweet 16, 19 out of 33 of the seasons he coached, 3 national championships, and the list goes on and on. Coach Williams, our guy, Harper, has retired. What you think of his legacy and what he meant to North Carolina?
Well, I mean, he's the second greatest coach in Carolina history. I mean, the first one's undebatable. Dean Smith. He is one of the few great all-around college coaches as far as recruiting, as far as actual X and O's, as far as connecting with these guys. Real passionate guy. Very relatable with all players, all races. He comes from again a prestigious background. He was under Dean Smith when he was at Carolina. He's seen the Michael Jordans, the Perkins, the guys like that come through. He will really be missed. He will really be missed. The main thing I want to touch on is why I think he chose now to retire. And it's something we talked about on the first pod. But I think again with the way college is going, I think he had a big issue with that. I think this was kind of more of an abrupt decision. I don't think this was something that was as thought out as people think. I think with a lot of these kids transferring, I mean, another guy just transferred from Carolina today. I think we've lost
who transferred?
The big man.
Cheston?
Yes.
He was already on the product. He
already was.
He went to Harper.
Okay, I'm pretty sure we lost two guys.
Garrison Brooks.
Yeah. Lost him too. We gained another kid.
He was a graduate though, wasn't he? He's a graduate.
Yeah, but
he still had another year.
Yeah, they got another year. Kind of like the COVID pandemic kind of year.
Yeah. And I think that Roy Williams has a big problem with that. I think he kind of voiced that some time ago, but I think a lot of these coaches now are just getting tired of how they're letting these kids move so freely, which he's old school. He's an older coach. I mean, he sees a problem with it. I can see where it can be a problem because like we talked about before, it's hard to build a team this way. When the kid gets there, I can't promise you everything you wanted. So you want it now. I want to play now. I want to start now. I want to play here 1 year and get my money. It don't always work like that. It's not always the best thing. And you know, Coach Roy is an advocate of, he did it with Barnes and all them kids. You know, no, you need to go now. He's told many of them kids, no, they wanted to stay more. No, you need to go. Dean Smith did that a lot. Or he'll tell a kid, you're not ready. And it's not because I want to win a title. It's just you're not ready to be this player. And it's harder to keep that control with these guys now.
He had a clip at the press conference that he talked about of somewhat why people asked him why now. I'm going to play that.
Everybody wants to know the reason, and the reason is very simple. Every time somebody asked me how long I was going to go, I would always say, as long as my health allows me to do it. But deep down inside, I knew that the only thing that would speed that up, if I did not feel that I was any longer the right man for the job.
So he was feeling like he wasn't the right guy for the job. I think in there he said he was the right guy at Kansas for those years, the right guy at Carolina until now. One legend. Only coach to have 400 plus wins at 2 major schools, Kansas and UNC. What he brought to Carolina, been an alumni from Carolina, coming back home to, take over this great program in UNC and, winning those championships, building those teams. I think that's what his coaching style was, developing players from when you come into that door at Carolina until when you leave 3 or 4 years later. That was his philosophy, building those teams. You see what happened in 05, Sean May, into 09, and then to, I think we went 2017.
Yeah.
So we went back to back and building those teams and what we had in his construction of the team, the bigs, the guards, and then you maybe 1 or 2 shooters. And teaching the kids the game of basketball. A lot of these players got so many people in their ears now with this AAU, your cousin, your uncle, oh, he not gonna give you what you want at this school, I'm gone. Or you know, somebody just saying, oh, why he ain't started you? You was killing them. Oh, I'm gone. And it's like Mark said, the transportal of the players kind of don't want to develop and don't want to kind of take that time to be coached by somebody that, you know, is seasoned enough and know what it takes to get to the league. So I think that was a lot for him to bear. He knew that the time is kind of changing for basketball because you got to recruit every day pretty much. Like these coaches are really recruiting every day, trying to get the top talent because you got to put your pretty much air to the streets and talk to these kids because obviously you still want to compete each year. So, and you got to do it for your school and for the program. And you know what UNC basketball is about. So they're recruiting every single day, every single week. And just imagine he had 3 different point guards in the last 3 years. Kobe, Cole Anthony, and then now to Caleb Love.
That's almost every program in the league, though. I mean, honestly.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
what we're saying. The game is changing for him. That ain't how you going to develop a system or his system that he's been having for years, and you only getting it 1 year, and then now he got to redo it or reteach it for the next point guard to come in. Then they leave, and then now we got to reteach it. Watch how much Caleb Love. Since he's gone now, but I was about to say, watch how better he gets next year because he stayed in the system. But that's pretty much
the point. All 3 of those guys could have played together. That's what makes this kind of like, this is crazy. They could all be at Carolina together, you know?
Right now.
And instead, they are one after another. And if one was there with the other, that one wouldn't be there.
Well, is that whose fault is that though? Like whose fault is that? Because it's somebody's fault.
It's the kids' fault.
It's the NCAA's fault. It's not the kids' fault. It's the NCAA's fault because they not paying these kids. Well, why would I want to stick around when I can go get paid? And then you're making these kids go to college. They can't just go straight to the league no more. They got to go to college. So now it's like, well, I'll go to college, do my 1 year, and then I'm gone. Like so, it's not. I'm a Roy. He's a legend. But he's mad how it's.
Go ahead and say something nice about him. I know you're a Duke fan. Go ahead and say something nice about him.
But I'm about to. He's mad how it's, or he's leaving because how it's changing. Respect that, but he could have did. He's clearly saying that he's not also with the whole paying the players, like because if not, he would have been spoke up about that and things like that.
What coach has?
I get it. Why exactly? So
what coach has spoken about it?
That's why
I agree to playing players. I agree to that.
Why he's leaving because that's looks like where he's going, and he's not with that no more.
No, the times of basketball now is changing.
But the times of college basketball are changing because now
that's my point. And that's the reason why he said he's not the man for the job.
Exactly. And where's it going? It's going in the point now. The college basketball in this because they're but they're
and
also
that's why you see teams like Gonzaga, Baylor,
right, the
UCLA,
better team,
and all of them teams that stand together. You seeing after this 3 years we've been together, they competing,
right?
They getting far in the tournament.
I say this: Roy Williams a legend. He's a legend. I like Roy Williams. He's a great minus my unbiased, my journalistic. My takeaway Duke. I like Roy Williams. He's great. Like Harp said, he's done a lot for college basketball. And he's a loyal guy. He's loyal to Carolina. I respect loyalty. That's like, even I remember Vince Carter told a story about him being recruited, and Roy Williams was recruiting for Kansas, and he came and he was, talking to him, and I think he knew like Vince Carter wasn't going to go to Kansas, or they didn't have any more slots. So he basically like persuaded Vince, like, go to Carolina. Cause he told him, he said, cause I knew I didn't want you going to Duke. And so you gotta respect that. And you gotta love it. I love that, cause I'm a competitive guy, and that's what I like. That's competitive. And Roy was always, he's a great player. He was always for the players. He loved the players. And any coach like that, you got to respect. He wanted what's best for his guys outside of basketball.
Yeah.
And that's more important than, basketball. So he employed his players, and he's seems like he's pro, like, Black lives and just not even Black lives, just minorities and Black and brown people. And you got to respect that, because it's a lot of coaches that came out his era, that's his age, that aren't like that, so that don't speak up on issues. Even they don't have to, but they choose to. He chooses to. So you got to respect that. And he's a champion. He's a winning coach.
Definitely a champion.
I
always said he was number 2 active coach.
And I'm gonna miss Roy.
Out of the top coaches, y'all thought he was number 2 out of active coaches.
Hey,
now he's in a different bracket.
I'm gonna miss Roy not calling no timeouts and just subbing out all 5 players just to talk to his starters.
That's his thing.
He
That's a part of the developing players.
He taking timeouts to the retirement with him. A lot of timeouts.
See again,
what timeouts going to do?
That's a great point, man.
To save some time, I don't know. I mean,
that's a great point.
Break.
And I think again that feeds into what we've been talking about right now. Like him doing that, he's subbing them out to talk to him, but he's also subbing them out to, let me embarrass you a little bit for a second.
Right.
Let me bring you back to reality for a second, because y'all not listening.
And these players today ain't like that. They can't handle that anymore.
Right. And I think that's a part of his frustration is when he's doing things like that. And we might not always see it, but I'm sure it happens. Look at Rashad McCants. He kind of aired out a lot of dirty laundry about a lot of things that some may have been true, some may have been a little fabricated or whatever.
I mean,
but
that's college.
Right. But I think there are more Rashad McCants now than ever. And I think that's the problem.
It's the AAU basketball culture. They got all these cats feeling like stars. Back in the day, you didn't get recruited. They get recruited to play AAU basketball now. So that's big. You getting recruited to play, you in North Carolina getting recruited to play for a team in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So it's these kids spoiled, man. And like I said, it's the culture too. And back to the point earlier, it's culture. Culture is not a competitive first place winner culture no more. It seems like what they're teaching now. We're teaching now. It's everybody gets a prize. You're all winners. Everybody's a winner. Even if you're not doing good, you still a winner. And I think that's kind of hurting. It's always room for competitiveness, and I think things should always be competitive. That's what brings the best out of people. Period. And
and we see it now with these players transferring. There's so many players.
Yeah, it's crazy now.
Schools.
It used to be so hard to transfer. Now it's so easy.
Now it's
easy. They had to change the rules to keep the kids too.
Coach K.
They had to lighten the transfer rules, or these kids are just say, well, I'm just going to take my chance in the league.
Yeah, and go overseas.
Yeah, and a lot of these coaches are really
they should go to the league after high school. They should be able to go to the league after high school.
Right.
I agree, but I disagree too.
It depends.
So you saying that I can go to the military, I can go to McDonald's, I can go to college, I can go everywhere and get a job, but I can't go take my talents to the NBA and get paid money?
Right. It's their right to do it. But the point I'm making is y'all know darn well it's a lot of players in the league. It's a lot of I'll give you another example. I think we talked about this. Dwight Howard. Imagine Dwight Howard going to college for 2 or 3 years to actually learn a post move. Imagine how different his career would have played out. Like a lot of times they're doing this. He
had a decent career though. He had a Hall of Fame career.
Dwight Howard, how much more developing could you have gotten if you had stayed here?
They couldn't have done that in the league. Like, he couldn't have got that in the league.
Yeah, he couldn't have got that in the league.
Like that's his job. Like that's his job in the league. In college, you got to go to class.
Right. Well, now a lot of these kids ain't got to go to class. So that's been
you
the
got
thing
at
for a
least
long
show
time. But that's a topic that I don't need to touch on. But beyond that, I'm saying a year or two, like how you said, LeBron's never had this coach or that coach or that coach. Well, you clearly feel like one of the best players of all time would have benefited from a great coach. Imagine how a kid raw.
No. I didn't say that. I was making the point that he's this great player, and he ain't have no Hall of Fame coach to coach him.
But again,
great basketball IQ. Everybody ain't. But everybody ain't LeBron, so he's like a kind of anomaly. But
I know
Dwight Howard, all these other players.
But you see, that's the point I'm making. These kids ain't even half a LeBron. Right. So imagine if they got that teaching. Like a lot of these kids, man, we watch high school basketball. They dominate. Some kids can dominate for 4 years without ever putting the ball in their left hand. You know what I'm saying? Now you go to the NBA with, man, I'm the man. I can't nobody even stop me from getting to the rim. And day one in the NBA, I can't get past the 3-point line.
And that's what like if you notice, like I seen something with Wesley Matthews. He was like, I've been the man, asking about playing. I've been the man high school and and then you get to college and it's kind of like, it's some people a little better, but and then once you get to the NBA, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not the man anymore. Like it's different.
I'm just saying right? That 2 or 3 years can make or break a kid's career.
Right.
It could, but you're still getting development in the league as well.
But not all of them are. Imagine the kids that's
some of them can't pick it up.
What if Dwight Howard gets drafted to the Sacramento Kings? What does he turn into? What is his career?
But I mean, he did get drafted to the Orlando Magic, and so I mean that ain't too far off from the Sacramento.
But everybody ain't Dwight Howard #1 pick. Some of these kids coming out of high school ain't gonna be a lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of kids that we have seen. Darius Miles, Miles Swifts. If them kids probably would have went J.R. Smith. If they would have went to college, man, they could have expanded their game so much more.
But I don't think we should hold everybody.
And those are the guys who got good.
But I don't think we should hold everybody back because of that. Because you do have the guys that did come out of high school, Kobe, LeBron, and they developed KG, and they became
Amari Stoudemire.
I'm about to say my boy Stoddy, baby.
But that list of players that shined is a lot smaller than the list of the kids that also came out of high school that we never remember. Lonnie Baxter's, Sebastian Telfairs. Y'all know these names.
We'll never know how they fare out if we don't
look
get
at how many dudes that come out of college and they ain't in the league now.
We'll never know if we don't, but at least give them they at least got a chance.
But you got at least you got to have that option. Like I said, I tell people all the time. That's the only job where there's probably that in the NFL where you cannot go straight to the NFL. I can do any other job in the world, but the one job that I'm great at, my talents, my ability to compete on the highest level of my life, I can't go to right after high school. I gotta go. They making me go to college to do a year or 2 or 3, if we talk about college football, and then go to make my millions. It shouldn't be like that, because you know why? They ain't doing nothing but making money off these athletes in college and how much they get.
I agree.
Bank. That's why I'm like, I mean,
I agree.
And they complain when somebody give them $10,000, but that's a different story.
Yeah, don't get me started on that now. But yeah,
I'm just saying.
Lakers up by 10, fourth quarter. Let's go.
We don't care about no Lakers.
I know.
A lot in store for the next podcast. We need to hit on that LeBron versus Jordan. I don't think it's the next one, but I think it's coming really soon. I think it's coming really soon.
We need to bring some other people on for that.
Oh, we definitely gonna have other people on for that. You know that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap this up and make sure y'all go subscribe to our YouTube. Obviously, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And just, give us your thoughts. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to hear, what kind of topics you want to hear. If you want to come on here and get in the ring, we're ready to rumble and talk to us. But until next time, people. All right, fellas, Talking Noise Podcast, episode 2.